Hey everyone, Karolyne Roberts here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, just to share a little bit more about me, I am an author, a speaker, as well as the founder of the Writers Retreat. You can definitely learn more by clicking the links below. I am also a wife and mommy of one baby and one to come. So for today, I want to do a video of the top mistakes that new writers make when they are self-publishing their first book, or even many books after that if they haven't learned from those mistakes. So basically, this is going to be a very short video. Let's hop right into it. So one of the biggest mistakes that you can make when self-publishing your book is not hiring the proper editor or editing team to truly sharpen up your manuscript. You do not want to put a book out there with a whole bunch of errors and grammatical errors and spelling errors. And trust me, I know from experience, I've definitely made that mistake in the past. So make sure that you have a good developmental editor. That editor is really going to bring out your ideas and help you expound upon your message and make sure that your message is being sent across in a very clear and understandable way. It may make sense to you, but it may not make sense to everyone else. So it's very important. Another thing, just having a copy editor, a line editor, someone that can go in and specifically pick apart the sentence structure, the grammatical errors, the spelling errors, catch those minor details. Those are very important as well. So make sure that you have an editor. Just because you're self-publishing doesn't mean that you should put anything out there. The quality of your book is still very important. So that's definitely, a big mistake to make. Another mistake that I find a lot of first-time writers making or beginner writers making is not purchasing the appropriate ISBN for their book. Now, for example, if you go with a print-on-demand platform such as CreateSpace, they will offer you a CreateSpace assigned ISBN, which is free to use. And a lot of first-time writers automatically just click that option, but do your research and know what you're getting into. If you do not invest in a universal ISBN, CreateSpace has some rights to your book. And also, if your book were to blow up and sell out, you wouldn't be able to truly expose your book to different outlets, different markets. For example, if you wanted to get into bookstores, they're not going to accept a CreateSpace ISBN. Maybe smaller scale stores, maybe mom and pop shops, but I'm speaking about larger bookstores such as Barnes and Noble and Lifeway and things like that. If you really want your book to get far, then make sure that from the get-go you take the time out to purchase a universal ISBN. Now, a universal ISBN can be found, I will link everything below, but it can be found on myidentifiers.com. Another common mistake that I see writers make is they put out a book and they just expect that it's going to sell thousands, hundreds, millions of copies, but they do not have a marketing plan in place. When you are self-publishing, you are in charge of the whole process. Like, all the responsibility is on you to publish your book, to market your book, to make sure that it's packaged correctly, that everything is together, that you're hiring and contracting the right people to work on your book. If you went through a traditional publishing house, they would definitely do all of that work in terms of marketing your book and getting your book out there, but it is on you to come up with a marketing plan. So before you put your book out there, what have you done and what steps have you taken in order to make sure that you're building your mailing list, in order to make sure that you're growing a following? Who is going to buy your book? Because after your mommy and daddy and the people from church, buy it to support you and be nice, how are you going to continue to get your book out there? How are you going to promote? Have you looked into doing press releases? Have you looked into maybe conducting a book tour? What are the different strategies that you have in place to continue marketing your book after it's out there? And even, what are you doing ahead of time to market and promote your book before it even launches? Another thing that is definitely not a mistake that you want to make is having an unprofessional book cover and really not even putting an effort to make sure that you are being strategic about the title of your book, the subtitle, and making sure that your book cover is professional. If you are not, a graphic designer, if you are not an artist, then don't try to whip something up, by yourself. I mean, just hire someone who, unless you believe you can do it yourself and it be very good, hire someone who understands design. And it's not even just about the design element. You want to have the proper margins. So even if you feel like you are a good designer, make sure you understand that you need to have a 0.125 bleed, that you need to have 0.25 margins. You need to understand so that your book cover doesn't have the words being so close to the edge and things aren't cut off and all those different things. So definitely invest in a professional designer and make sure that your book cover pops. Your book cover is an important part of selling your book because your book cover should be so good that it sells itself. Your book cover is the representation of your book when you are not there. You have those moments where you'll have your book on hand and you may be promoting it to people face to face, and that's fine. But what happens what happens in those moments where your book, someone just comes across your book online and all they have to view is your book cover? Or what happens when someone comes across your book cover, if you do end up getting in a smaller bookstore and you don't want them to just be turned off right away because your book cover is unprofessional. So make sure that your book cover is professional. Use high quality images. Don't put blurry images on there, especially if it's a graphic. Make sure that your designer is using vector graphics so that no matter how wide or small they make the image, the quality is still preserved in that. Those are the few tips that I wanted to share with you guys. If you guys do not know, I have another YouTube channel where I have tons of tutorials, probably over 30 videos now of the publishing process, taking you step by step from beginning to the end, showing you how you can get those book covers done, how you can find those editors, how you can even find these things at an affordable price so that you don't have to, so you can get the best bang for your buck, so that you don't have to go bankrupt for publishing. So if that's something you're interested in, if you want to watch these tutorials, if you want to have access to these resources, then click the link below to my other YouTube channel to view those tutorials and videos. Sign up, get started on your journey, or it'll be there to help continue you along your journey of writing, publishing, and marketing your book. So I hope that you found this helpful. If you are not following us on social media, you can follow me at The Writers Retreat. We also do weekly periscopes where we just encourage you, hold you accountable, and give you some tips about writing. But thank you so much for watching. Definitely hit the like button if you felt like this video was useful, and subscribe. The last announcement that I want to make is that my new book, The Write Guide, is currently available for pre-order right now. It will officially be launching July 17th, 2017. So definitely head out to my website and purchase it. It has so many tips. In there I have a chapter about writer's block. In there I have a chapter that is basically spelling out the publishing process from the very beginning to the end. I have a chapter that's basically a chapter full of a long, extensive list of resources on how to find writing tools, what books do I recommend, how to get started, what websites do I use, what software programs do I use. So definitely get your hands on that book. Do not miss out. July 17th. And yeah, until next time, thank you guys for watching. Bye.